to California, and guess who's with me? Chai's very first iPhone event. How do you feel? Excited? Nervous? We have a lot to film today. Obviously, the iPhone 15 series is going to be announced today. Apple Watches too. Maybe a surprise. Who knows? We're on our way to Apple Park right now, and over the next few slides, you'll be getting all the posts from the 2023 Apple iPhone event.
More moments later.
We made it to Apple Park. It is very early in the morning, but I'm super excited. I'm all caffeinated up, and we're about to check in for the 2023 Apple iPhone event. All right, we got our badges. Time to go in. Are you ready? Hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
And we're ready.
Guys, say hello.
1 hour later.
MJ in the wild doing his thing. Look at this guy. Professional. Look at that fit too. Hey, wait.
Papa Kabar. I'm doing great. Hello.
Very impressed with the outfit.
Thank you.
5,000 celebrities later.
Okay, we made it. This is the first time I'm going to see all colors of the new iPhone 15 Pro series. I don't know which one I want. There's a dark space grayish looking one, a blue one, a natural like silvery one, and a white one. Let's take a closer look. For those who want a more neutral color, you can either get white or natural. So here is how they look like side by side. The white is like a very pale white, while natural is almost grayish, but very similar to the color of that brushed titanium finish that you have here. Which one do you like better? Okay, here we go. My first time up close and personal with the titanium blue model, and I gotta say, I think this is a blue color that I've been waiting for. Just take a look at it. It's stunning. It still has that brushed, soft back. It's like a deep, rich blue. It's not a pale blue, but it's also like not that overwhelming. You know what? Having seen them both, I think I'm gonna go for natural this year. Is that crazy?
So crazy.
Now, if you're looking for a darker colored iPhone 15 model, then your choices are between blue and black. Blue is very darkish, reminiscent of the blue iPhone 12 Pro from a few years ago, and black is like your new space gray. Because of the new material, you have a nice matte finish that is also very resistant to fingerprints. This is last year's model. Notice it's shiny, but it also picks up fingerprints quite easily. Another thing worth pointing out is while they still have flat edges, Apple calls this a contoured edge design. So it's softer, not as sharp, so it's more comfortable in the hands. Before we continue, I need to talk about this one device that's helped me power through the iPhone 15 launch here in Cupertino. Meet the Sharge ICEMAG. It's a magnetic power bank for the iPhone with a whopping 10,000 milliamp hour battery capacity. But one look at its transparent design and you'll know this isn't just an ordinary MagSafe power bank. You see, wireless charging produces a lot of heat, and heat is the biggest factor that affects charging speeds. If you look closely, you'll find that it's got a cooling fan and RGB lighting that comes to life when you charge your iPhone. By adding a fan with a max speed of 8,000 RPM and an L-shaped airflow design, Sharge ICEMAG is able to keep heat at bay to ensure your iPhone is charging as fast as possible. That fan and the L-shaped design also helps make the power bank and the iPhone's battery health last longer. If you're looking for a power bank for your new iPhone 15, 15 Plus, 15 Pro, or 15 Pro Max, say goodbye to cables and hello to hassle-free MagSafe charging. The Sharge ICEMAG retails for $59.99. That's $40 cheaper than Apple's own 1460 milliamp hour MagSafe battery pack. I'll put a link in the description box below. Exclusively on the Pro models is probably my favorite feature. It's the new action button. We first saw the action button on the Apple Watch Ultra. Now it's come to the iPhone 2 where the mute switch used to be. And just in case you're wondering what happened to the mute switch, don't worry, it's still there. With a press and hold, you can turn it to silent. Another press and hold turns it back on, and then you have that haptic feedback. It almost kind of like jiggles in your fingers, so you know when you turn it on or off very easily. But the good news is you can have other functionality too. Here's how it works. From settings, just dive into action button, and then here are all the options. Silent mode, focus mode, camera, flashlight, voice memo, magnifier, a shortcut, so any of the shortcuts that you have created, accessibility, any of the accessibility features, or no action at all. Now, why would you do that? I really like that you can now toggle between the different focal lengths, but you have to turn it on in settings. So I've turned on 28 and 35 millimeter. So now from camera mode, I can just press and hold, and then I can switch between 13, 24, 28, 35, and then when I get to 2, 48, and then 77 millimeters. So we're not going to use portrait mode, we're going to use regular photo mode. Can I have you move in here a little bit? There, perfect. Okay, let's take the photo. All right, now we can go into the photo. So we did not take a portrait photo, but now you can turn on edit mode, and there's a button called portrait. When you tap that, you can now choose depth from f1.4 and add some bokeh immediately into the shot. And you can also control the amount of bokeh that you apply, but that f1.4, so creamy. You can also adjust focus, so maybe we want to focus on the guy in the background instead of Danny, or maybe the sign that says Steve Jobs Theater. Obviously, you want Danny to be in focus. Okay, so with the iPhone 15 Pro, you can either shoot in full 48 megapixel mode like this photo. You can zoom in and see all that detail. It uses a full sensor, and if you look in information, that's 48 megapixels. Or you could shoot in basically a pixel bin mode to 24 megapixels to keep the file sizes low, still with plenty of detail. A 48 megapixel image is about 8.7 megabytes, whereas a 24 megapixel image is 3.8 megabytes. Only on the 15 Pro Max, you can go up to 5x with a new periscope camera. That's my friend from Thailand over there. So that's 1x, 2x, and now you can go up to 5x. And the beauty of it is that this 5x telephoto lens has an aperture of f2.8, which is the fastest available on a smartphone today when it comes to zoom lenses. Now it's time to pick an iPhone 15 color, and we start with definitely Justine's favorite color, pink. This is how it looks like. It's a nice, soft pink. My other friend called it the Barbie pink. Kind of like it. This is probably my favorite, but let's check out the other colors next. We have yellow, which is very pale, powdery yellow. I think it's a little more pale than the last time I saw a yellow iPhone. Over here, you have green, which is very like a mint sea green kind of green. And then last but not least, let me reach over here. This is the blue one. Up close, it almost looks white to me. Could be the lighting here, but from afar, you can definitely see that bluish tone. All of them are a really soft color, very powdery in color. And one thing that you should really notice too, check out the glass. Apple made a big deal about the kind of glass around the camera lenses that really show off all that color. So basically, long story short, they've like injected color into that glass on the camera module, so they really match the nice colors of the phone. While the Pro models are made out of titanium, iPhone 15 series has an aluminum frame, and the frame, as you can see here, is a nice matte texture. And don't forget those same contour cut edges, which makes them much more comfortable to hold in the hand. Current iPhone 14 users might notice that instead of a glossy glass back, you have a nice matte coating that is anti-fingerprints, which is a great thing. Of course, if you like a darker, non-pastel-y color, don't worry, there's also black, and it has that same frosted matte finish on its back, colored glass on the camera module, and matching matte aluminum frame. Another thing worth pointing out, the iPhone 15 series all come with the dynamic island, which used to be a feature exclusively only available on the Pro models. They've come to the iPhone 15 series this year as well. So you can keep track of things like your flight status when you're traveling without having it taking all the space on your screen. In line with its goals to make fully carbon neutral products, Apple has gotten rid of all its leather accessories this year. So if you're looking for something posh, more premium, then they have a new product. It's called FineWoven, and in the hands, it feels like suede. We have a few colors here. This is mulberry, this is taupe, and this over here is evergreen. This one I'm really loving, and then you can pair it with a FineWoven card holder. It's soft. Believe it or not, this isn't leather. During today's keynote, one announcement that got one of the loudest applauses was the announcement of USB-C across all models. There's a caveat. The iPhone 15 supports USB 2, while the iPhone 15 Pro series supports USB 3. However, if you want those speeds, you'll need to buy an optional USB-C 3.0 cable. One of the benefits, though, is being able to use high-end pro recording apps and being able to record directly to a solid-state drive. Now, one major difference between the iPhone 15 and the 15 Pro series is that the Pro models run Apple's new SoC, A17 Pro, which comes with a new powerful GPU. Basically, what Apple hopes to do is to position the iPhone 15 Pro as the ultimate smartphone for gaming. Unlike other mobile devices that just use software for ray tracing, these new GPUs enable hardware-based ray tracing acceleration. Notice how our character reflects on the puddles in this gameplay footage. Pricing for the iPhone 15 series is very easy to remember. It starts at $799, $899, $999, and $1,199 for the 15, 15 Plus, the 15 Pro, and the 15 Pro Max, respectively. Eagle-eyed viewers might notice that the iPhone 15 Pro Max is more expensive than last year's 14 Pro Max. However, it starts at 256 gigabytes of storage, so if you could compare that to last year's 256 gigabyte model, it's basically the same. iPhones weren't the only thing on the agenda today. Apple actually started with the launch of 2 new Apple Watches. Now, while features are great and all, don't get me wrong, I think the headline feature is the fact that these Apple Watches are the first fully carbon neutral devices from Apple. The new Apple Watch SE and the Apple Watch Series 9 feature 100% recycled aluminum, while the Apple Watch Ultra 2 uses 90% recycled titanium. The Sport Loop is made of recycled yarn, and so are the Alpine Loop and the Trail Loop. As an Apple Watch user, the feature I'm most excited about is coming next month. It's called Double Tap, and it's available on both the Series 9 and the Apple Watch Ultra 2. And here's how it works. You raise your Apple Watch to wake it up, and then double tap your index finger and your thumb. Tap once to bring up the Smart Stack, and then you can keep tapping to cycle through your widgets. The cadence you want to achieve is like a double press when you're checking out on Apple Pay. Every time you double tap, you'll also feel some haptics on your watch.
Epilogue.
Hi guys, Shai and I are just walking along the golf course, she calls it, Apple Park. We're actually walking from the Steve Jobs Theater all the way to the Media Riser, and hopefully we can get a good spot to film the either opening or closing of our video. And that was our first look at the new iPhone 15 series. Are you in the market for a new iPhone? Which model are you going to get? And what was your favorite feature announced today? The iPhone 15 series is available for pre-order this Friday and will be available in stores a week later. Mark your calendars, September 22. Of course, you could also wait for our review videos. Those are coming soon too, so make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel and hit that bell icon so that you get notified as soon as we post new videos. I promise you, we've got a lot coming your way. Follow me on social media for all the behind-the-scenes fun stuff, sample photos, and the like. And for news and updates, make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video from outside the Steve Jobs Theater here in Cupertino, I'm MICHAELJOSH. Thanks for dropping by.